This is a video lesson for Module 1, Lesson 11. The Lesson 11 learning target is I can use place value understanding to add multi-digit whole numbers using the standard algorithm for addition and tape diagrams. So we're going to be jumping into some different strategies to add large numbers together, and it's going to be building off of our place value understanding that we've been working on the last few lessons. So let's go ahead and jump into the first problem and do a little demonstration with some addition strategies. So in this first problem, I'm going to be adding 3,134, and I'm going to be adding that to 2,493. To help me understand what this problem is asking me to do, I'm going to start with a tape diagram. And in my tape diagram, I'm going to represent this addition problem by drawing my rectangular diagram here and then partitioning it into two parts. One of the part is going to represent 3,134, and the second part is going to represent 2,493. This helps me understand what addition is actually asking me to do, because the answer to this problem is going to be the combination of these two numbers together. So now that I have a good understanding of what this problem is actually asking me to do, I'm going to use a different strategy to start to add this number, these two numbers together. I'm going to be using a place value chart to represent both numbers with disks, and I'm going to combine the two of them together to get my final answer. So I have my ones place, tens place, hundreds place, and thousands place. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to represent the number 3,134 in disks. So starting with my ones, I have 4 ones, 3 tens, 100, and 3 thousands. And now I'm going to do the same thing with my second number. 3 ones, 9 tens, 4 hundreds, and 2 thousands. Now I'm going to combine each one of the values in the different place values to get my answer. So I look at my ones place, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. So I don't need to do any regrouping, so the total amount of ones I will have is 7 ones. Go to my tens place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tens. So this means I need to do a little bit of regrouping. I know I can regroup 10 tens together and create 100. And if I do that, I'm left with just 1, 2 tens up here, so I'll have 2 tens total. Moving over to my hundreds place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hundreds. And then over to my thousands place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thousands. So I get my final answer of 5,627. So that's using my place value understanding, and I can also use continue to use my place value understanding when I'm using the standard algorithm. So I'm going to write this number in the standard algorithm form here, and I'm making sure that I'm lining up each of my place values. So I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, and my thousands, and they're lined up with the ones, the tens, the hundreds, and the thousands of the second number. So each digit needs to be lined up with the correct or the similar place value in the second number as well. So I'm going to go ahead and erase these arrows so we can start the addition. And once again, when we're adding these two numbers, we're going to go ahead and start with the ones place first. So I have 4 ones and 3 ones, that's 7 ones. I have 3 tens and 9 tens, that's 12 tens. So I'm going to regroup one of them into 100, and I'm left with 2 tens. I have my 110 that I regrouped, plus my 100 that I regrouped, plus another 100 is 2 hundreds, plus 4 hundreds is 6 hundreds. And then I have 3 thousands and 2 thousands, so I get 5 thousands as my total. So you can see I got the same answer here, 5,627, using both the place value chart and the standard algorithm. So using all three of these strategies here, I have a pretty firm understanding of what's going on when I'm adding these two large numbers together. And so let's do another example or another sample problem here, but this time using numbers that are a little bit larger. We're going to use the same strategy, a tape diagram, to help us understand what the addition's asking us. Then we're going to use a place value chart and then the standard algorithm. So starting with a tape diagram, I'll draw my rectangular diagram here. And since there are two add-ins, I'm going to split this rectangular diagram into two pieces. The slightly larger piece will represent the 40,762. And then the slightly smaller piece will represent 30,473. And I know my answer is going to be the combination of both of these two numbers together, so I put a question mark to represent what my answer is going to be. So now that I have an understanding of what this problem is asking me to do, I'm going to use a place value chart and some disks to see if I can actually solve the problem. So I'm going to start over here by making my place value chart. And I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, and this time I have my 10,000s place as well because we're dealing with larger numbers. So I'm going to start by representing 40,762 in disks on the place value chart. So 2 ones, 6 tens, 7 hundreds, 0 thousands, so I just leave it blank, and 4 10,000s. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but with 30,473. I'll have 3 ones, 7 tens, 4 hundreds, 0 thousands again, and 3 10,000s. So now I'm going to combine each of the values in the different place values to see what my total answer is going to be. So in my ones place, I have 2 ones plus 3 ones. That's going to be 5 ones total. In my tens place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tens. So I need to do a little bit of regrouping here. I'm going to take 10 of these tens, and I'm going to regroup it and exchange it for 1 100. So there's my new 100 right there. And that leaves me with 1, 2, 3 tens. That's what I get as my total for tens now. Counting up my hundreds, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hundreds because of my one that I already regrouped. So I'm going to need to do more regrouping with my hundreds. I'm going to take 10 of these hundreds. Let's see if I can circle 10. There's 5. There's 10 right there. And I'm going to regroup it into 1 1,000. So taking 10 hundreds and regrouping it into 1,000. And then I'm left with 1 200s. I only have 1,000 here, so that makes things pretty simple. And then I'm going to add up my 10,000s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10,000s. So I get my answer of 71,235. I'm going to use the standard algorithm as a way to, in this case, kind of double check my work. I'm making sure I'm lining up the ones place with the ones place, tens place with tens place, and each place value with the same place value for both numbers. And I'm going to start with my ones place. 2 plus 3 ones is 5 ones. 6 plus 7 tens is going to be 13 tens, so I'm going to regroup 10 of those into 100, and I have 3 left. 7 plus 4 hundreds is 11 hundreds, plus the 100 I already regrouped is going to be 12 hundreds. So I'm going to regroup 10 of those into 1,000. 1,000 plus 0 is just 1,000. And then 4 10,000s plus 3 10,000s is 7 10,000s. So there you have another example of representing an addition problem with a tape diagram, a place value understanding, and the standard algorithm. So at this point, you should feel pretty comfortable with all of these strategies, and you should be ready to answer any of the questions in the Lesson 11 problem set. But as always, if you get stuck or need a refresher, you can come back and rewatch any part of this video to help you out with any problems or any concepts you might need help with. So good luck with the problem set, and thanks for watching.